Alright, now that we've licensed Edgecam, let's open it up. Yay! There it is. Double click that, open it up. You're going to get a window that says, do you want to copy files to the public folder? You should click yes on that. Then you'll have to wait for files to copy. Then you click new milling part, and it opens up Edgecam. And then we go up here, we need to open our file. Now you want to make sure that your Inventor parts have this little yellow cube. If it doesn't have a yellow cube, you got to close Edgecam, open up Inventor, then close Inventor, and then open up Edgecam, and then it will show the cubes. It's trying to communicate with Inventor. It's the only way to get it to work. So we're going to open this up. Hopefully yours has a yellow cube there. Your bottom block should look like this. If I right click, I can rotate this. So I actually want to rotate this down so that the narrow portion of the block is kind of facing me here. Your windows should look kind of like these on the side here. We're looking for this button here, this stock. If you don't see it, if it doesn't show up, you got to go over here to View, Toolbars, and make sure that these 6 are selected. I believe it's the design one that is the auto stock fixture, and that's this button over here. So we're going to click stock fixture, make sure automatic stock is selected. It should have a check on there. Click OK. Now we get this little blue box. This is actually the shape of the wooden block that you're starting with. And the next thing we need to do is go to Geometry and Create CPL. This tells the milling machine where 000 is, and which we're going to put in this corner right here. So we click Origin through 3 points, click OK. And we want to select this first. It's really important that you select them in this order and in this exact location. So it's the bottom left corner of the narrow edge. And make sure there's nothing behind the block. So you don't want to select your CPL like this, because you could accidentally select part of the block. That's not good. So I've oriented it so there's nothing behind it. Click this first, then the bottom right corner, then the top left corner, and then back to the bottom left corner. So I'm going to rotate it and click. Now you can see that my X and Y axes are perfectly aligned with these edges, and my Z is going straight up. That's what we want. The last thing you do is click Feature Finder, which is this little binoculars here, and your image should look like this. If it doesn't, that means your CPL was wrong. You got to redo your CPL. So we click OK, and now it found the different features on this block. So it found the pocket, the mill. So we should be good there. Now we click Manufacturing Mode, this little button here, the tool, switch to Manufacturing Mode. It should automatically be preset to ProLite 1000. It is, so yay, and we click OK. And now we're going to mill this out. So let's click on Roughing Operation. And we want to select. So we want this to rough out, which just means cut out this middle. So if I go over here, you can't really read what these things say, but this says Sequence. I want to go to Features, and I want to highlight the one that is 2D Pocket, because as you can see, the red lines are showing the inside there. So I click it once, and it may have clicked twice for me. So just, if that's the case, you may have to click it and then hit the Enter key. I want to set this to optimized so that if you look at this, it cuts in both directions. That just makes it go a whole lot faster. Then I go to Tooling. I'm going to set my feed rate to 40. My plunge rate is always half that, so I'm going to set that to 20. Our mill maxes out at 5,000. Wood can cut a lot faster than that, but that's as fast as it goes, so we'll set it to that. Diameter 0.25. So pause this if you need to see it. And then we're going to go to Depth. A clearance of 0.25, that's how high you travel above the part when you move position to position. That's a good safe distance. And we're going to set our cut increment to 0.22. Remember, we're milling out an entire depth of 0.65. So at an increment of 0.22, that means we only have to do 3 passes. It won't actually cut out 0.66, because that's this number times 3. That third pass will just be a little bit less. So we click OK. And now it shows the path of this tool and all the directions that it goes. It spirals in and it's done. We're going to do one more because we have to do this outside edge here. So we're going to rough again. And we're going to select this outside open mill. And yep, it did need to select Enter. So now I press the Enter key. And I press the Enter key again. And we can leave this as optimized. Set our tooling. It's already preset. Our depth, this time we're going to set our cut increment to 0.1. That allows 3 passes because that edge, remember, is not cut as deep. And then it gives you that tool path. So the last thing we want to do is check it. If we click Simulate Machining right here, Then we click the play button, and this is the exact path that the milling machine will take. It won't be this fast, but that's what it does. And at this point you would want to screenshot this, put this in your report. But I'm going to close this window up because the last step, because you're also going to have to generate code for CNC Base, is we click NC generate code. So you should probably save this. You want to screenshot that simulate machining screen, but save this file so that if you have to come back to it you can. Now we're going to generate code, and I can just click OK here. I don't have to type anything. It says it already exists. I'm going to overwrite this. I'm not going to overwrite it. I'm going to save it as something else. Well, I'll overwrite it. It's fine. So I'll put my name in here. So my name is Mr. Thomas, I'm pretty sure. And then click OK. And it has created all of this code for me. Now you can see in here that there's a tool change. You're going to want to get rid of the tool change because that just pauses the program. So I highlighted it. I click the delete key, it's gone. So that is good. And there's one other tool change in here because remember we had two operations. So I'm going to look for that second operation. Actually, since my tool is the same, it might not have done a tool change. So we might be okay. Well, nope, it did. So you can see right here there's another tool change, so I get to delete that. So you're looking for two of those tool changes, and you can look for the green text to kind of help you. Mine was about 40% of the way down the scroll bar, so it's probably going to be the same. Then we want to go to File and save that as, and it saves it as NC code, so I'm going to save it as NC code. I'm going to save it as number 2. You probably want to put your name on here as bottom of box. And then I'll close that up. And so hopefully you've saved this. You took a screenshot of that simulated milling. If we close this up, and I don't need to save it because I already have mine, but you definitely want to save yours. Then you go to CNC Base, and you can, for ProLite, you have to go down to this window here, and we can open up the file that we just saved. So we have bottom of box, and this we want to verify this. So make sure you click Run Settings. Arc Center Incremental must be checked. Then go to Verify Settings. We got to make sure that we have the stock set to our exact block. And now our block length is 3.5 inches by 4.5 by 0.75. We have an origin of 0, 0. That's where we set our origin, is at this corner. Initial tool position should always be at 0.1 above that corner. So click OK. Now we need to make sure we have the right tool set up. So let's select the tool. And it looks like I need to create one. So if that's the case for you, you can set it this way. It should be an end mill with, ours has 2 teeth and a 0.25 diameter. So I'm going to apply that, and I'm going to describe this as end mill 0.25 end mill. It may have worked where you could have just selected it if it was already set up. So we can just select that one, and now when we verify it, it shows us exactly what our box is going to look like. And I can kind of rotate this, tilt this up a little bit. And so you can see there's a couple little tabs here on the sides. You're probably not going to have those in yours with the newest one, so don't worry about those little tabs. You should screenshot this now and add this to your report. You're going to follow this same procedure for top box, but please watch the tutorial because I can show you exactly how that part is done. We should be good.